people in the past, they always
Hey, we're live.
new people. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. We got Clarence here. I'm good. Well,
Um,
yeah, I still don't get it until okay, finally goes through here. Okay, good. Well, welcome to the Ripple Effect, everyone. Um, my name is David Kirsten. My co-host here, Erica Gimbel. Good to see you, Erica. If you don't mind, just telling folks who you are and what is this ripple effect that we have going on here.
Hey, David. Good to be with you again. Yes, I'm Erika Gimbel. I'm here in Oakland. David's coming in from Orinda, and we got our fun visitor Ash on with us from Walnut Creek. Yeah.
That is correct.
Yes, I'm a therapist and I'm a fruits and vegetables advocate, and we've been running this podcast for 3 years now.
Yeah, I think we're
Almost
three
four.
and change. Yeah,
Three and
maybe
change.
coming up on four. Who knows soon? Yeah.
Ripple effect, the ripple effect. Little things become big things. And we're so happy to have you on, Ash. And thank you for being my amazing, positive co-host, David. Let's get this party started.
Yay.
Yeah. We got actually a veteran of the ripple effect with us in terms of our guests. Ash, who's been with us from early on in terms of coming on the broadcast, and he's always great. He's actually rare in terms of what he does, which we're going to talk about. But if you want to give a testimonial before we hand it over to him, feel free to set him up, Erica.
Well, I'm excited that Ash gets to play with us yet again and give us the lowdown on all that he does and all things health insurance and give us more of his history. So let us get into it. Let's get into it, Ash. Tell us your story and who you serve.
Yes. Thank you, David and Erica, for inviting me again to the ripple effect, like you say. Uh, and it's fun to be here on the podcast. And yes, what I do, I am a health insurance. My name is Ash Aneja. I'm a health insurance broker. I serve individuals and families, and I serve people on Medicare, and I serve people, small businesses. I help them with their health insurance plans. I'm a broker, so I represent all the major health carriers like Anthem Blue Cross, Blue Shield of California, Kaiser. Also, I represent our exchange covered California. And there's no extra cost or fees to go through a broker. So I always recommend consulting with somebody for the most expensive insurance you get, for the most precious thing you have, which is yourself. And we are in the middle of open enrollment for a lot of things. And I am here available for review people's health insurance plans and see if it's the best fit for 2025. So that's what I do. And I'm proud to be here and with you guys. And thank you again for inviting me.
Yeah, I love your attitude about this work you do, Ash. You have some great phrases that I think of. Don't sweat the small stuff. Don't stress. You're coming from a place of education and information, and people get to choose what they're going to do, and you help them make their choices.
Yes, I try my best to find the right plan that fits each family. Everyone thinks differently, and that makes it more fun to get the best value from that plan for an individual, whether they are Medicare or individual under age 65 or small businesses. The same concept, measuring tool for a health insurance policy I use to see if it's the best fit for them.
Wonderful. It's so great that you have this, that you are this provider, and you're helping people figure it out and make good choices. And you've supported me, and you let me know that I'm in a great position where I am. And when things change, I'm going to be talking to you about things that, what is my next step with my health insurance. So we're going by our script here. Are there any deadlines or current events that folks should know about related to health insurance enrollment? I know there's some deadlines coming up.
Yeah, we're in the middle of it actually right now. First deadline started October 15th, and that goes up to December 7th. That for people on Medicare. So they can change their Medicare options. This is the time to do so. So I am available to talk to anyone who wants to do that. Another deadline, which is going to be coming up on November 1st to the end of the year. That is for individual and families. And that will be deadline to make any changes, to see if they have the best product, or if they're not happy with their doctor, want to change their plan, they want to change anything in the paperwork or anything in the application for 2025. This is the time to do so. And I can help them do that. And I always recommend it whenever these deadlines come, to start sooner than later, because they maybe, if there are any issues, we can solve them before the deadline passes.
Yeah.
Right. And the third deadline for is group health insurance plans. Most of them renew in the last quarter. It just happens to be that way. So if they want to look at their options to see if there is a best fit for their employees, I can do that as well.
You do it all. And I'm breaking the script now to say, your dream kind of referrals are bigger businesses, bigger companies, or that's not true?
I'm very appreciative with anybody I can help, but my dream referral would be a one person, self-employed, a small business who has a vision to grow, and they hire employees in the future, and I want to be part of their growth process and offer them products and services that will work as they grow through their business. So that will be the ideal client. It has happened in the past, and I've seen it grow from 1 to 80 people.
Wow.
Right. So it's great to go with that, but I am here to service anybody who's self-employed or who has a small business or an employee who doesn't have a health insurance from their work. I am able to help them.
Accessible. You're accessible to all. So let's see. David, you want to ask the next question?
Yeah, well, we actually have well, we have what makes you unique as an agent in terms of I've never come across anybody who does what you do or close, but I'm I'm not an expert in the field, needless to say. So, how would you say that you're different out there in terms of helping people with health insurance?
I'm glad you asked that question, David. I think that's why I have stayed in this business for 20 plus years. My background is finance. So I look at each of these health insurance policies as a financial contract, really. And I look at from the point of view of the client, what's the best return you can get on your premium? In this way, in this one, return is not money, return is the biggest risk you can cover. So in my analysis and working with the folks for over the years, it is, in my opinion, to let go of the small stuff. You pay your small bills yourself, let the insurance companies pay the big bills. In this way, you have the lowest cost possible for health insurance. And I do that analysis for each client for their situation, whatever they think would come up, to see if that is the right plan. So with that in mind, I would highly recommend health savings account. Without going too much into taxes, that has triple tax benefits. The money you put in is tax-free. The money that grows is tax-free. The money that comes out is tax-free as long as you use it for medical expenses. So that's a good sinking fund to have on the side and give you the lowest premium and also give you flexibility how you can spend that money. So that's how I built my business, one client at a time, giving them this option as one of the best options. My answers could change based on subsidy. If somebody has a great subsidy or advanced premium tax credit and they have a richer plan, naturally, then that would be the best plan for them. But if you're paying a full price, I think it's still the best option to go with the health savings account.
HSA.
Insurance plan.
Yeah, I have a wild card question, and I'm sure
Oh,
you do too, Erica. So
I do
you
too.
you go first.
Oh, I go do first. So kind of on this topic, Ash, um, I don't know if you're allowed to answer this question, but you see a lot with health insurance companies. Which company do you have high regard for of all the work, all the different companies you work with, Aetna, Blue Cross, etc. Like, who do you feel shines? Or are they all kind of like, it's just corporate, not so great? or something else I didn't mention?
I feel I'll just go with the response of my clients only, and rather than what's out in the news. I find the best
Bless you.
HMO, bless you, David. I find the best HMO available in the marketplace that people, my clients love for generations, not just now. Their parents had it, their kids have it. Is Kaiser. It works like great for a lot of people. However, for some people who want more choices, that's not the best plan for them. So then they will work with the PPOs. And then I work with PPOs like Blue Shield of California, Anthem Blue Cross. They are one company in every other state, but we are a big state. So they compete with each other, which is good for us as a consumer. So they have been very good for clients for a long time, and they have to pay the claims within 30 days. They have to be on top of things, and they hold their premiums according to the market.
Yeah.
So good PPO will be Blue Shield and Anthem Blue Cross, which is most common. And good HMO will be Kaiser, which is the most common for my clients. And they've been very happy with it. So I asked my clients, what would you like? One-stop shopping experience like Kaiser, or go anywhere you like. So people are happy in either one way or the other. I'm good
Yeah.
in showing them the right way.
You know, I could talk to you about this for a long time because I am a licensed marriage and family therapist, psychotherapy.
Mm-hmm.
And each of these has the in-house therapists and their in-house rules, and Kaiser's more short-term therapy focused, I'm learning. I actually have a job interview tomorrow with Kaiser Child Psychiatry in San Leandro. Shh, don't tell anybody. But anyway, we'll see how that goes. But they're more into brief therapy. And my model is more just, the relationship builds. And so anyway, all this to say, like, when I have clients who want to see me and they don't have these different health insurance, they're paying out of pocket for their therapy. And that often is prohibitive because it's so expensive for people. But are you aware of the therapy options with these different health insurances that you broker for, so to speak?
So there is supposed to be mental health parity, which means therapy should be the same, treated the same way like other healthcare expensive, but it is not really. So if somebody wants a health insurance plan purely for therapy to see someone like you, by the way, good luck with your interview, then I will recommend a health savings plan because they got to pay out of their pocket. That's not going to change anytime soon. So why not pay with the pre-tax dollars? They get a little off from their taxes, and they can see the therapist they want for as long as they want, and then don't have to go through the insurance company approval process. So for that reason, one of the reasons I will recommend the health savings account, because health insurance coverage for therapy is not as good as my clients would expect.
That's
Thank
a
you.
very important question there, Erica, and a big, huge emerging issue. Yeah. So,
Yeah, we're
um,
having a mental health crisis, so it's
yeah.
no joke, So anyway, the need is high. I know Kaiser, they had a strike for their psychology departments over a year ago, and they're done with that, and they're trying to do better, I hear. I'll learn more tomorrow in my interview, but yeah, the need is there for people to get support in all the different ways they can, and therapy is a great option. So anyway, another wild card question might ask my ask is, tell us more about your MBA. You have some major training, and how did you go from MBA, and tell us about that, to health insurance? I appreciated your talk last Wednesday. We were talking about the climate, what's going on, please vote. And so just it gives me, I don't hear much about your business background. So tell us more.
So before insurance, I was working on Wall Street, and one of the conditions to work there was to work on my MBA. So they provided that benefit as an employee, and I did my evening college, and most of the professors were my bosses, and really had a good education and work training program. Well, after I finished, I got the training to look at all these financial contracts in a different way. What's the best return? What can I do? Then I had a choice to make, either grow vertically up in a corporation or go out and help people individually with their financial objectives. So I chose to go the latter route and help small businesses with their financial. As when I started with many of everything you see: long-term care, life insurance, disability, health insurance. For some reason, health insurance grew, and that was one of the reasons is because it's going up by 10% every year. So people need to talk and get the best return. So actually, health insurance shows me that me choosing health insurance, and I was more passionate about health insurance because when I grew up in India, we didn't have health insurance. So you have to deposit the money upfront in cash in a hospital you want to go to before they admit you. So if you are fortunate to do that, then it's fine. You get the best, latest care. If you're not, then you don't. So I thought that was very unfair system. So I got into insurance. Then I said, wow, this is great. Everyone pays a little bit premium and we take care of each other. And that's awesome. So I really think health insurance is, in a way, a social service, and it's a great way to take care of each other. So that's how I got in more and more and more involved. And then I found BNI. Then I found other other people specializing in other products. Then I passed on those referrals to them, and I continue to work with health insurance. When I started, it was with one company. Then I got beaten by a competition. Then instead of fighting them, I joined them. And slowly, this was the transition for me to open up to be a broker. So rather than being with one company, I chose to work with all of them.
And is that common? Are most health insurance brokers just that, brokers, or no, some are more specialized?
Now most are brokers because
Most are
it is going to be good for their client. If a client call comes in and they want a menu of choices, us brokers can bring those choices. It's a kind of a limiting factor to just say I work with one company only.
Gotcha.
That's why Ash is really a special agent in this marketplace, and we have no qualms about recommending him. It's always great. It makes people look really good when you have somebody like Ash to refer because he's such a great guy and a high standard of what he does. And one thing, I had another wild card question, just a time check. We have about 5 minutes before we got to wrap up, or 4 or 5 minutes. What are some hazards that you see out there in the marketplace, Ash, in terms of maybe a business owner that they're saying, "Oh, I'm not going to go with a broker. I'm just going to see what I can get for health insurance." What are some mistakes or hazards that you see that businesses might make?
So whatever, honestly, what I can do. By the way, David, thank you for your kind words, and you too, Erica. You have been awesome, awesome. And good for my ego. But going back to your question on what if people want to do this themselves? Fine, that's whatever I can do, people can do themselves, but I don't cost them anything. There's no additional premium or fee, so why not consult with
Yeah.
somebody for very expensive insurance you're going to get for your employees, and also talk to the employees what kind of health plan they should be choosing. So take some time pressure away, take some paperwork away from them, and select the plans that will work for them in the long run, would be my uh, menu of choices that I bring to the table. And they can, as I said, they can do it all themselves, but everything takes time. And then once they are locked in that decision, and they take a plan, then they're locked in for 1 year. So they cannot make a change. So it's best to see if they review the plans to that what's going to work for most people. Maybe employees want an HMO, maybe they want a PPO, maybe they want both, maybe they want a high deductible, maybe want a low deductible. I will talk to each one of them and determine that, and help the employer find the right balance for the next 1 year.
Great,
Great.
well put. And Erica, well, I think we're going to wrap up here so we can you can get to your meeting, and we'll let Ash get back to work. And thanks for coming on to share your story and um, who
Yeah,
you are,
thanks for
Ash.
being of service, Ash. You just serve and serve and serve, and it's it's great to hear about, you know, what's going on right now. And it's also great to know you as a dancer and, you know, all the things you do to make your life well. I appreciate that.
Yeah, and I will put a little link to your video if people are just seeing this post cold. I still one of my favorite videos in terms of your kind of who you are video. Ash, I know you have that on your website, so you're great great on camera too as well. And thanks for coming on.
Thank you, David. Thank you, Erica.
Bye
Thank you.
everyone. Thanks
Bye.
for watching the Ripple Effect.